We have completed the debate on the budget statement. We are now going into the Committee of Supply to debate the estimates. I have revised the commencement timing of the Committee of Supply to start immediately. With a change in commencement time, the revised guillotine time for Head U, Prime Minister's Office, is 4:55 p.m., which includes a tea break. Honourable members will be notified of the revised conclusion times for the subsequent heads of expenditure.
Item 2, consideration of the estimates for the financial year 1st April 2019 to 31st March 2020 in the Committee of Supply.
Main and development estimates of expenditure of Singapore for the financial year 1st April 2019 to 31st March 2020 contained in Paper Command 19 of 2019. For convenience, I shall take the totals for each head of expenditure in the main and development estimates as they appear in the last columns of the schedules of estimated expenditure under the main and development estimates outlays for FY 2019 on pages 6 and 7 respectively of the command paper. A total of 505 amendments to the estimates of expenditure have been submitted this year. The guillotine times to the discussion of the heads of expenditure under Standing Order 92-7 Alpha have taken into consideration the earlier commencement time of a sitting, the reduction of question time, and the extension of sitting times of the Committee of Supply for each allotted day. I must remind honourable members that the total time for discussion of each head of expenditure includes the replies from the front bench. So with the assistance of the digital timer in the chamber, I trust that honourable members will be able to keep to the speech times indicated against the amendments. I would urge honourable members, both from the back and front benches, to adhere to the time limits, as I will be very stringent in my timekeeping. I shall deal first with the heads of expenditure in the respect of which amendments stand on the order of paper supplement. Head U, Prime Minister's Office. Mr. Patrick Tay.
Mr. Chairman, I beg to move that the total sum to be allocated for Head U of the estimates be reduced by $100. The global operating environment is evolving rapidly. There are many growth opportunities in Asia, but economic competition is also intensifying and technological changes are reshaping competitive advantages across economies. Domestically, we are faced with an aging local workforce which can pose constraints on our growth. But not if we can enable our people to learn, unlearn, and relearn to stay employable over a longer career span. Indeed, technology is a potential game changer that can allow us to overcome our resource constraints and embark on a new S-curve in our growth trajectory. To stay competitive, we need to be able to innovate and leverage on technology to do more with less and to work smart. The same applies to the public service. The public service must be able, agile, and adaptable. Able to stay at the forefront of technological advancement, agile to be able to work with the private and people sectors to build a competitive economy, and adaptable as we embrace the journey towards being a smart nation. This means that the public service must be able to use technology to become more productive in its operations. This includes using technology to transform the way it delivers services. Citizens today are used to services like Foodpanda or Grab that crowdsource and bring different providers together to be accessible at the fingertips of customers in a high-tech way. Many companies, such as those in the retail sector, are also using AI and data analytics to analyze and, in fact, anticipate customers' needs. How is the public sector using technology to similarly transform the way it functions, from performing regulatory functions to enforcement to delivering services to citizens? How can it bring related services together to help citizens or businesses rather than have citizens or businesses go to different government agencies to get what they need? How is the public service using technology to make service delivery more efficient and save time and effort on the part of citizens and businesses in transacting with the public sector? In fact, how is the public service using AI and data analytics to better anticipate citizens' needs and using robotics to complement its workforce? Of course, it is not and must not be just a tech push. Ultimately, public service delivery must be anchored on citizens' needs. Beyond delivering services efficiently and impartially, the public service must be able to put in place systems and processes to ensure that the public officers do not just apply rules mechanically, but always put citizens at the heart of public service delivery. They must be able to identify changes in the needs of citizens and be able to update policies, programs and services in a timely manner. In short, the 3 highs. Not just high-tech, but also high-touch. And not just high-touch, but also high-trust. To transform public services, therefore, requires public officers to take on new skills so that they can perform their jobs differently and effectively. Where work can be automated, it is also important for public officers to be able to take on new skills to perform new jobs. In short, Skills Future should apply equally to the public service. What is the progress of the public service in upgrading the digital skills of our public officers? Does the public service put in place reskilling programs to help retrain officers to move from one job to another within the public sector as technology changes the way work is done? The public service should work closely with our public sector unions and the labour movement to encourage all officers to constantly reskill and retool in order to keep themselves relevant and employable. A good start would be forming dedicated training committees jointly with our public sector unions and union leaders. Beyond skills, the public service ethos lies at the heart of public service. While jobs and skills will change, the values of service, integrity and excellence should always remain. How is the public service developing its officers to ensure that they continue to remain grounded, that they are in touch rather than lose touch the needs, aspirations and concerns of citizens and businesses? How do we develop public officers who are able to serve your heart, be able to connect with citizens and co-create new solutions with both the people and private sectors?